Hey guys, welcome to Success Decoded TV. We're about to go and interview one of our experts today, Miss Arpita Karania, who's a professional makeup artist. Her story is basically very fascinating. She went from a physicist to running her own makeup academy and, going international, traveling around the world, doing bridal makeup and lots of fascinating things. Let's go speak to Arpita, see what she has to say. Tell us a bit about the Arpita Training Academy.
The Arpita Training Academy it began in 2011. So at the Training Academy we teach hair and we teach makeup, and we also do like portfolio shoots as well. But we don't just like focus on the skill side of it. We also focus on like the mindset as well, because to become a successful makeup artist, it's not just about the skills, it's also about the correct mindset. To be motivated, to take action, to really go for what you want to do and go for your dreams. So the Arpita Training Academy is really about inspiring people who want to become hair and makeup artists successful.
Fantastic. So you say like mind, sort of like the psychology aspect of it is quite important as well, mindset. Yeah. Tell us a bit about your background. I mean, how did you get involved in sort of bridal makeup and hairstylist?
Oh, okay. Like, I think at a young age I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, because at first, I always loved the arts, I loved music and dancing and everything, but then I think, when you're young, you kind of like society it's not really accepted, is it, to go and do art, especially in our culture, in the Asian culture. It's more acceptable to be a doctor or a lawyer or that kind of thing. And so when I went to university, I actually did physics.
Did you?
Yeah, because I just wanted to be someone.
Yeah, you don't really strike like the physics
I
type of girl.
know. I don't think that was me. I was trying to be someone I wasn't. So I was a physicist, and then I went into radiotherapy physics. But when I qualified, I don't think I was too happy. Okay. Because I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was really who I was. I felt a bit like empty. I wasn't fulfilled. So that is really when I decided that I needed to do something that I really liked. So I spent a lot of time thinking about exactly what I wanted to do. I spent about 6 months like really thinking about my past, thinking about all the stuff I loved as a child. And then it was literally just one day I woke up and I went, makeup, I'm going to do makeup. And I don't know what it was just because it was creative and it was artistic, but also because I always need a challenge, and being a makeup artist means like it's a business, and it's going to be quite a challenge, and every time that I accomplish something, I can always expand it and do different things. So that's why I decided to do
Did you make the decision then and there? So you just woke up one day and you went, makeup is what I want to do, I'm quitting?
That's never happened to me in my life. Has never happened, but literally apart from that one day, which I think was probably the best day of my life. But I woke up and I went makeup, and literally it was that same day that I actually phoned someone and just to make an inquiry, and they signed me up the same day.
Wow. So you quit? Did you quit your job straight away?
No, I didn't quit.
Okay.
I didn't quit. So for about 3 years, I did both together.
Fantastic.
I did the physics and the makeup, and that's a lot of work because the makeup part was all in the weekend and in the evenings, and then I'm doing my 9-to-5 job. But to be honest, I was like determined and dedicated to leave that and start this full time. So I had to I just kept building and building and building until I had enough clients to be able to leave.
Be able to quit. So you advise for like any sort of up and coming entrepreneur or anyone that wants to sort of quit the 9-to-5 grind essentially, is to sort of set up a business or do something that they love on the side, and then once that's sort of providing for themselves.
You know what, thinking back, I don't know whether that was the best way of doing it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did it that way because of fear of like instability and like having like regular income. But to be honest, now when I look at my life and the way that I'm doing my business, like I'm taking a risk every day, and like when you put yourself in a position that you have no choice but to make it work, you make it work. So even if I quit earlier, I think I would have made it work because I put myself in that position. But it was just because of a fear that stopped me. Like I had to have that stability first.
So tell us a bit about what it takes to be sort of a world-class makeup artist. I mean, what sort of top 3 things would you say are quite key?
I think the number one thing really is to be different. And to really think outside the box. It's really important to think outside the box because there's a lot of hair and makeup artists out there, and you have to bring your own uniqueness to, you know, your own style to hair and makeup. But it's really about thinking outside the box, because I think that's really what's going to wow people and really get people to stop and just look at your hair and makeup rather than someone else. So I think thinking outside the box really and being creative is one of them. And I think also just to be someone who is like committed to getting better all the time, and to keep going and to keep researching like new ideas, and like, you know, and keep building on your own skills, you know, and just taking bits from other people and other, you know, that have do different styles and changing it and making it your own. So I think those two will probably be.
So this is all stuff that you teach in your course. I'm assuming you teach your clients how to sort of think outside the box and be different. Is that right? Or using models that have worked in the past? Yeah,
I do. I am quite a big fan of thinking outside the box. So especially with my hair part of the course. So we do a lot of like creative hair, and I always make sure that on the last day, each student, when they have their portfolio, is completely unique. You know, it's completely unique. It's a completely different idea in terms of the hair and in terms of the makeup, and that's good because no student has the same portfolio. You know, they're not competing against anyone else, but
it's creativity.
It's
absolutely. That's great. And how long would you say it takes to sort of go from sort of someone who's a complete newbie who's interested in makeup, you know, suddenly wakes up one morning and goes, I want to do makeup, to being a professional like yourself or like an expert in the industry?
I don't think there's like a time. It's really how committed you are and how much you want to do it. Because when I did my course, it was a 5-day course, basically. And then I finished that, and I was like, I'm a makeup artist, you know, I'm a professional makeup artist, and I went out there and I just did it because I was so committed to living that dream that I really wanted, and I was passionate about it. So I don't think there is like a time. It just depends on how committed you are. But at the same time, I mean, like it does take time to build experience, obviously.
So from the point that you did your sort of the course, the 5-day course, and you graduated from that till you got your first client, how long was that?
Within 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Cool. Yeah. So Arpita, tell us a bit about like the methods that you teach in your course. Are they just specifically for like Asian weddings, or is it sort of an open approach to sort of everyone?
Not really. It's not just bridal. I mean, we teach catwalk, creative, party, hair and makeup. We teach fashion as well. We teach a whole range of like hair and makeup. But to be honest, I think like the bridal part of it is actually, we emphasize on it because it's the one where it's the most dramatic, especially for the Asian bridal. It's the most dramatic, but it's the one which takes the most skill because it's got to be perfect. Because Asian bridal makeup is very like defined and very like polished. So once you can do that, it's very easy to also like change it and adapt it and do some of the other ones, the other things which we do also teach you.
Okay, so it's basically a course open for everyone essentially. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Arpita, can you give us some sort of real life examples of graduates of the Arpita Training Academy?
Yeah, I have a recent graduate called Dal, and she was actually a bride of mine who got married last April, so April 2012, and then in June she decided to do the 5-day hair and makeup course with me, and once she completed it, I gave her work, and I think she found work as well, and in August she made £800 just that month.
So she did the course with you, graduated, and in that same month she made £800.
Yeah. Well, within the next month.
Wow.
And then in September, I hired her actually as my sales and marketing person and also my PA.
Fantastic.
So, and then she got to leave her job, which she really wanted to leave for so long.
Brilliant.
So she's actually working with me now.
So she's doing full-time makeup now with you as well, training other
She's doing the sales marketing PA, but she's also getting regular work from me as well.
Sure. And if there was a secret to be successful in this industry, what would you say it is? Or what would it be?
My secret is always have the end in mind.
Sure.
Like, I think a lot of students, when they come out of the course, they kind of wait until they're perfect. They kind of, wait until they're perfect. They got their kit, they got everything in place before they go out and do a bride.
Yeah.
Whereas I've never worked that way. I always just think about my goal and then like plan that and then just find ways of doing it. So, for example, as soon as I finished my 5-day course, I was on the internet doing online marketing and just getting like my name out there and saying, I'm a makeup artist, anybody want any trials? And I didn't have like my makeup kit.
Yeah.
I didn't have any pictures, but I didn't care. I just know that I needed to get the customers in so that I could get business for that summer. So yeah, and I've always worked that way when it comes to like planning anything really. I just say I'm going to do it and then like worry about all the other stuff later. Yeah,
fantastic.
Backwards.
That's like working with the end goal in mind, which is quite great. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you just tell us a bit about sort of the common challenges and problems that your sort of graduates face?
I think the most common thing is it's not really about the skill, because once they've done the 5-day course, most of them, well, all of them that I know, they always feel really inspired by it and they're so happy with what they've seen, the results that they've produced on the portfolio day. But what I notice, what happens to them is that there's a few students that they don't do anything about it after, so they don't go out and they don't do anything about the business because they don't know what to do.
Okay.
And I think it's also it's fear as well. I know it's got something to do with it. So to be honest, I have incorporated that now into my training academy, where I think it is like a lot about the mindset.
Absolutely.
So just working on their mindset really.
That's the first thing that I actually noticed when I walked into the room here today and I saw you sort of training out there. Noticed all these posters and stuff on like taking action now, and that that's something that you're going to regret if you don't do. So I truly believe in that, and that's quite great that you do that.
And also the beliefs really, because a lot of people, they do the 5-day course but then they don't have the confidence to go out and do a bride. So it's really like that. Those are the challenges really.
So for yourself, like obviously you've been there and done that. You've obviously been interviewed by B4U, Sony. You've been featured on like Asiana. So you've done really, really well for yourself, and that's very, very inspiring. How long did it take you? You said you started internet marketing going, I'm a makeup artist. The journey from doing that to actually being featured on and getting all these TV interviews, how long was that? Or
I mean the magazines was within about a year and a half.
Wow.
But the TV interviews was mainly this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was mostly this year.
It's probably taking your business to a whole new level as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. How can people get in touch with you or get more information about your course or get in contact with you?
All the information about the courses and the phone number as well is on my website. So it's just www.arpitakarania.com.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem.